Hello and welcome to another DC vs Marvel Comics video. This time we have something else lined up for you versers. I'm happy to announce that we will review different battles that you guys request on the Facebook page or here on the channel. So this is just a test drive to see whether or not this is in fact something that you would like to watch. Anyway, our first battle is going to be Wonder Woman versus Thor. So Greek mythology versus Norse mythology, DC versus Marvel. So please do not go anywhere, because this is going to be a blast. Alright, so we will review the origin, just briefly, then strength, durability, hand-to-hand combat mastery, speed, and best feats both of the contestants have to offer, and in the end we will try to declare the winner. Also, we will not include feats from the movies because comics are at the moment a more reliable source of intel. Okay, so without further ado, let's meet our first fighter. Hailing from the Paradise Island itself, the Amazon of all Amazons, Diana of Themyscira, Wonder Woman. Okay, so we're not going to go much into the origin story because that would take a lot of time. Diana is, in short, the daughter of Zeus, whose only purpose is the destruction of Ares, the god of war, and also bringing peace to all sentient life. She's also the member of the Amazon tribe of warrior women, she's a royalty, and one of the core members of the Justice League of America. Diana, however, is not an ordinary Amazon. Her strength is easily comparable to the one of Superman, being able to lift huge alien tanks with ease, and even smaller mountains, as we can see in the panels right here. We also mentioned before how Diana is almost as strong as Superman, but some even say equal to him, although that might be a bit of a stretch. Anyway, here she easily breaks Superman's arm while totally humiliating the Man of Steel in the process, winning the fight. Also, you know Hercules, the god of strength? Well, she manhandled him as well, and he's one of the strongest gods around. Note, however, that DC's Herc and Marvel's Herc are not one and the same. Marvel's Hercules being a bit stronger, since he was at his peak, physically the strongest being in his universe. Okay, so Diana is strong, no doubt about that. But what makes her so deadly is her weapon and hand-to-hand mastery. She is a superb fighter, and that gives her the edge in almost every fight. You can see her easily overpowering Power Girl with her advanced tactics and fighting prowess. One other important aspect to note is that Batman himself stated that Wonder Woman is the greatest hand-to-hand fighter he has ever seen in his life. If that doesn't prove to you how good she is, nothing will. Okay, thanks Bats. Anyway, let's move to speed and combat speed. As a child, she was given the power of speed and flight from Hermes, making her super quick in and out of combat. Here you can see her easily catching up to Jesse Quick, who much like Flash, has connections to the Speed Force. In this panel, Diana remarks how she is faster than Superman in combat, which Batman gladly confirms, leaving Clark outvoted in this manner. Also, she was able to block multiple gunshots, which were fired at almost point-blank distance of her, which is pretty impressive. This next panel shows how she indeed is faster than a bullet, when she jumps in front of a speeding one to save a woman, ricocheting the bullet far away. Unfortunately, even though she is fast, she does get hit sometimes because everyone does. Let's see how durable she can be. Here we can see her easily tanking a huge missile that could probably level more than just a small town. Diana recovers from it and just shakes it off. In her earlier releases, Wonder Woman has squared off with most of the Greek pantheon, and here we can see her tanking the combined forces of every Greek god with her shield and surviving the blast. Now that's some serious and impressive stuff right there. Sometimes it happens that she is badly wounded, but even then, she possesses a great healing factor which definitely aids her in combat. We also have to mention that she fought the likes of Doomsday and also Darkseid before, which is a great feat in itself. In one crossover between DC and Marvel, Wonder Woman even lifts Mjolnir, proving that she in fact is a worthy opponent to anyone. Okay lads, that sums up Wonder Woman. There are a lot of other facts that we could have mentioned, but these are actually the essentials for now. Okay, let's take a look at our contestant number 2. On the other side of the ring stands not a man, but a god of thunder himself, Thor, Odinson of Asgard. Thor doesn't need much of an introduction, so let's just do this quickly. He is the son of Odin and the heir to the throne of Asgard, so the Prince of Asgard. He belongs to an alien species called the Asgardians, who are worshipped as gods on Earth. Thor is also one of the core members of the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes. Okay, that sums up his origin. Now let's start with strength. Okay, Thor hits hard. Fact. There's no arguing with that. On this panel you can see he one-shots Roxxon's CEO Dario Agger while he is in his Minotaur form. This is pretty impressive because Thor himself stated that Dario Agger, while he is in his beast form, has Hulk-like strength and massive durability. Now this is obviously far less than a Hulk, but you get the gist. He is pretty powerful. But let's move on to some more impressive feats. Here you can see Thor easily carrying a whole mountain before dropping it in place. And also it's important to note that he seems to have next to none trouble with this. But probably his most impressive feat of strength is when he actually succeeds at lifting the Midgard Serpent, or Jormungandr, which approximately weighs around 1/3 of Earth's weight. That's a lot of tons, actually. A 6 and, I don't know, a 10 zeros maybe, I don't know what the number is, but if you're interested, go look it up and let me know. Anyway, that's a lot. So anyway, he was trained since he was a kid, and training is basically all he ever did throughout his lifetime, so he is one of the strongest and the mightiest Asgardians, except for Odin himself. He's been known to be able to fight off multiple enemies at the same time, so which basically makes him a one-man army, sorry. But the most interesting thing is how Thor never uses his full capabilities, or his full roster of powers. At best, he fights with 1/3 of his total power, even when in risk of losing the battle. He is similar to Superman in that aspect. Here we can see Captain America confirming this, and in the next panel, Thor remembers how he almost killed the Hulk once because he lost control. The Hulk, of all beings. So let that sink in. Okay, as far as speed is concerned, Thor moves so fast in battle that he mostly is just seen as a blur to others. So an ordinary eye cannot even cope with this. Basically, most people wouldn't even see Thor coming and they would probably fall dead. But he is not only fast, but also has impressive reaction time. Here we can see that he managed to catch Quicksilver, or at least he reacted fast enough to KO the speedster. Now durability-wise, Thor oftentimes gets a lot of punishment because if Thor is on the scene, that means that there's a huge threat out there. For example, here you can see him taking a blast that would level a whole planet, and Thor survives it. If that's not enough, although it should be, this next panel shows Thor after Wolverine attacked him there was a spell cast on Wolverine. He thought that he was fighting Sabretooth, yada yada yada. Anyway, Logan made just a couple of scratches on Thor's face, even though granted those were not full power cuts, but the Man Team would have cut almost anyone in half just by slightly pressing it against that person. As for foes he fought, we have the Hulk, both of them actually, the Red Hulk and the Banner Hulk. He knocked out Abomination in one hit, he fought Thanos to stand still, and etc. etc. Okay, that sums up Thor really briefly. Now let's go to the next phase of our video, which is the discussion. Now that we have mostly covered all the essentials, let's see how the two characters compare to each other. We'll start with strength, because both characters kinda have variations in terms of raw strength, but they both have good feats, both having been able to lift mountains with ease and match the strength of their universe's physically most powerful beings. Wonder Woman with Superman and Thor with the Hulk. Wonder Woman has a feat that is probably not possible to analyze. With the help of Superman and Green Lantern, the three of them successfully managed to lift, or rather hold, Spectre, who supposedly weighs more than the heroes can take alone. Now this feat is outstanding but difficult to calculate. Superman can bench press the Earth for 5 times, so if he can't lift Spectre, that means that Spectre is much heavier than the Earth itself. This, however, is again not really in continuity with Soup's feats, because he needed the help of Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman to move the Earth. I guess moving the Earth and bench pressing it was at different times, and Superman grew stronger as time went by, but anyway, the feat is truly remarkable. Still, it's not a feat she has on her own, considering that there were 3 of them, so we don't know who did the most work. On the other hand, we have Thor, who has managed to lift at least 1/3 of the Earth's weight, and some even say the exact Earth's weight, and this is something we can generally hold as a fact. I guess I would still give this to Thor because his feat is more reliable and cannot be debunked, while Wonder Woman has a strong feat but still not really calculable. Strength goes to Thor. Next we have speed. Both contestants have generally moved faster than the eye can follow, but Wonder Woman has proven herself against Superman, who is in general known to be extremely fast, and also she tagged Flash while he tried to enter the Speed Force. Thor might be able to catch up, but I still give this to Wonder Woman because Thor doesn't have the feats to match Diana in speed. It's 1 each so far. Hand-to-hand combat is pretty much equal, I would say. Both are trained warriors from their childhood onwards, and both have extremely skilled martial arts. They're also ones that can wield any weapon they choose. Maybe a slight edge could go to Wonder Woman, but is the slimmest of margins and not enough to make a difference, since both have fought multiple enemies at once and also have fought expert martial artists and weaponry masters. Durability-wise, they can tank shots that can destroy cities or sometimes even planets, but a difference here is the discontinuity in Wonder Woman's feats. She can tank blasts that destroy galaxies, and she survived different lightning blasts, which is extremely important in this matchup, but she can also be hurt by conventional weaponry such as knives and guns. Why would she need bracelets to block bullets otherwise? So I see Mjolnir as the breaking point in this one. 1 or 2 good hits and she is in dire trouble. But it's not only that, Mjolnir is such an advantage in this fight you can't even imagine. Not only is it a great weapon Wonder Woman would have no defense against other than dodging, which is pretty difficult considering that Mjolnir travels at the speed of sound and goes through pretty much everything. Durability goes to Thor as well. Overall power would also go to Thor because of Mjolnir and weather manipulation and earth manipulation. Diana has no inherent powers as Thor other than speed, strength and divine weaponry. Intellect-wise, both are extremely smart in combat, but Diana is more of an expert in strategy, well, more so than Thor, so by a slim margin, Wonder Woman. Overall, I see Thor being the winner here. He has the brute strength, can match Wonder Woman in hand-to-hand combat, and outclasses her in durability and power. Wonder Woman might be faster, but she would get hit nonetheless. I'm not saying that Thor would win every battle, but the majority of them definitely. At least 7 out of 10. The winner is Thor. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this kind of video, please do let us know. We've been super busy and didn't really have a chance to upload, but we'll do it more regularly if you want us to. So make sure to comment, sub, and like the video if you want, and we'll see you next time. Bye!